Could you briefly walk us through the current US tariff situation and the tariffs the US has imposed on its trading partners such as Taiwan?
The Trump administration put on sort of a Band-Aid regime under Section 122. And those just ended there on Friday, United States time. So in exact sync with that expiration, the Trump administration announced on Thursday the final set of tariffs under one of two different Section 301 investigations. This one was focused on forced labor. Two countries in particular, Taiwan and then the countries of the European Union, came away with a notably better arrangement than under Section 122. So that's going to be a 10% tariff that is inclusive of the MFN rate. So if sort of the standard, run-of-the-mill applies to everybody, most favored nation tariff associated with a particular good is 10% or more, then there will be no additional tariff. If it's less, then the additional tariff is going to make up the difference.
How do you expect the Section 301 investigations to evolve? Is Taiwan in a relatively stronger position, given that it reached a trade agreement with the US earlier this year?
There's a totally separate set of investigations that does also rope in Taiwan, and those are the ones that are also under Section 301. They're focused on structural excess capacity, and so we don't know what exactly those are going to look like, and whether the outcome of those is going to be more tariffs. I refer to the forced labor tariffs as version 1.0. There is authority in the statute to modify that. And the Trump administration, the first Trump administration made use of that at several points. So when they were imposing Section 301 tariffs on the People's Republic of China, they sort of changed those at several different points and expanded them and raised them and even walked them back a little bit. So that's also a possibility. I think Taiwan's position overall, because of the MOU and because of the ART, even though the ART hasn't taken effect yet, because they've gone through those procedures, they're in a much better position.
How do you foresee the final US tariff outcome for Taiwan?
I think the answer is most likely to be that it looks a lot like the outcome or what is sort of sketched out in the Agreement on Reciprocal Trade and the Memorandum of Understanding. The US administration has different statutory authorities that can get them to essentially the same result. I think is largely the bottom line here. So I think one of the big questions is sort of when, more than anything, especially with respect to the semiconductor sector and the ICT sort of sphere, the tariffs on those products. I think that is not so clear when exactly that's going to crystallize and come into force, because thus far it's been a great benefit to industries, or I guess those industries out of Taiwan, because their products have largely escaped most of these tariffs.